What up, TCK Potters? Very, very special episode today with you. We have episode 376. I'm your host, Sky Guasco, host of the Candlestick Kids Fantasy Football Podcast, aka TCK Pod. We have a rarity on the podcast, maybe the first time ever. I was trying to think back if we've had the entire crew on for an episode. Now, we've done a lot of pre-games, we've done a lot of ranking building and website development conversations and other, boring stuff behind the scenes, but I'm not sure we've ever all done an episode together. But tonight we have everybody together for our first official mock draft of the fantasy football season, and we have a special guest as well. So with me, if you're on YouTube, you can see the entire crew. If you're on the podcast, myself, Sky Guasco, we got Dweez Nuts in the place. We got Bobby Lamarco, aka Fantasy Football X Factor, and Lucas Kaser with special guest, the one and only Tyler Moss joining as well. And we have a full house here in the mock draft. We're going to get this going in just a minute or two. But first, I want to welcome everybody in. Boys, we got a full house tonight, man. I'm very excited about this. How's everyone doing?
Fucking draft day, baby. I don't care if it's a mock draft. It's so goddamn exciting. Pardon my language, Tyler. I know you're still in high school or something. I know you're not allowed to speak that way. But damn it, this is exciting.
Yeah, man, this is cool. I got to say, I've never seen the quad box before. This is nice. Relatively new to all this. I don't think I've ever done an episode with Lucas either, so I'm looking forward to it. So it's pretty fun.
Hey, man, we're breaking down all the doors here on the TCK Pod tonight. Very excited about this. Yo, if you are just tuning in here on YouTube, on Periscope / Twitter, feel free to jump in our comment section. Dweez Nuts is going to be monitoring that. If you have a comment on one of our picks, or you have a question of why we picked the guy there, or you want us to cover a player in particular as we get through, please jump in the comments. We can bring up as many of those live as possible and get through those. And then if you're on live and you're in the draft, we do have a number of those people. Feel free to jump in the mock draft as well, and then we will be monitoring those also. All right, boys, we have a full mock draft here ready to go. We're going to trim the fat a little bit tonight because, of course, we don't want to run forever. So we're only doing 11 rounds. We are doing no rookies. This is vets only. I know a lot of us in this mock draft and on this podcast would like to include rookies. We're not going to do that just yet. A little premature, but we are going to have a single quarterback mock draft, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end mandatory, 1 flex, and just 4 bench positions. So again, we're not going to totally overboard it tonight. We'll get into deeper mocks, of course, as the summer comes along. But as of now, we are going to get into this mock draft. We are full, and I am going to kick this off here. And why don't we go down the list here? What spot has everybody chosen so far?
5, baby.
12.
Johnny 5. 5 alive. Let's go.
Let's talk about it really quick. 30 seconds or less. I want to know why you guys picked those positions. Lucas, you're up at 4. Why did you pick the 4 spot?
Because Dwayne took 5 is probably the only reason, to be honest. I don't this is my first time doing a draft all year, so I don't really know the spots, I guess, yet.
Yeah, I'm not
same. All right, Dweez, you're at 5.
I took 5. I always feel like 5 through 8 is a really tough spot. Maybe 6 through 8 is a tough spot that people struggle with, and I always like to pick those in the mocks just to get some practice. You know who you're picking at 1 through 3 or 4. Tail end, people love the turn and all kind of strategies going around there. But that middle of the draft, I've always found the toughest, so that's where I like to mock.
I love it. And I'm up at the 10 spot. I was going to take the 12. Bobby beat me to it. I kind of like, and if I'm not in the first 2 or 3, I want to be in the last 2 or 3. So I'm going to jump up to the 10 spot and then get that 3rd pick in the 2nd round. And Bobby, you're right there on the turn at 12.
Yeah, I actually just wanted to be away from everybody. So I wanted to mix it up, give different perspectives. I didn't want to always be right next to each other. We have 4 people today. Let's try to maximize that. That's what I thought.
I love that. Fantastic. And, of course, we do have a special guest on the road here joining Lucas in the flesh here. Tyler Moss, you're at the 2 spot, my man. Was that on purpose, or are you just trying to jump the gun on us?
Yeah, I'm trying to take Derrick Henry away from Lucas. I'm not. I'll keep it short and sweet here. No big boy going to Lucas here. We don't need that.
All right. So we have we have a single quarterback. This is not super flex, and we have 4 bench positions, and this is full PPR. We're doing a full PPR, single quarterback, vets only, no rookies. Boys, let's get into it. Draft begins now. All right, we got Garrett on the run here, and I want you guys to kind of take us through each of your picks when you're on the board, and we'll talk about the rest of it as we go along here. Once again, first mock draft of the TCK season, and we'll get one of these going on here more frequently. So, Tyler, you're going to be on number 2, so you're figuring Derrick Henry here, assuming that CMC goes 1. He does. Tyler, you're on the clock now, and Lucas, you're going to be up at 4. As of right now, what are you thinking? Deweese is right behind you at 5.
Well, I guess if Derrick Henry's gone,
He is.
So Dalvin Cook or I didn't think you were gonna take Derrick Henry. They're gonna take like Jonathan Taylor or something. So I don't really know. Oof. Cook. Okay, I'm gonna go Cook because Barkley just got taken. Honestly, though, like I don't even know if I want to take Kamara or Barkley. To be honest, I just no real reasoning yet. Because you haven't done a ton of research or anything, but they're just kind of scaring me with their current situation a little bit.
I'd hold off on Barkley too. I know people are really afraid of Alvin Kamara right now. Will Taysom Hill start? Is it going to ruin his production? He was fine in the last couple of games with Taysom Hill when he started using him. I am all in on Alvin Kamara, especially in a PPR. How do you avoid? He's so much better than the next guy right now. Give him to me.
All right, we got a couple more until my pick, and honestly, the wide receivers, well, there's my boy Tay. He wasn't going to last. That's fine. At the 10 spot, we'll see what happens. I'm going to have to bring it up because I am sharing my screen here, so it'll be ugly for a second, but let's see. Zeke at 7 makes sense. I'm expecting Chubb and Taylor to be gone as well. If it comes down to Tyreek and Nuke, I'm on. All right. And Jonathan Taylor's still available.
Wow.
Josh fucking Jacobs, Jesus.
Yeah, that's a little tough.
I heard he's the receiver for the Raiders. So
for me, it's Jonathan Taylor, Tyreek Hill, or Nuke Hopkins. I'm going to be able to get maybe one of those guys coming back, so I want to make sure I get a running here early, and I'm going to go JT.
I love it.
Okay,
love the
Bobby, you'll be up here in just a second, man. You got back-to-backs. How you feeling?
Yeah, well, the first one's kind of obvious to me. I'm taking Aaron Jones. I think his value improved this offseason. Plus, he's going to get more passing game work with Jamal Williams gone. So that was the easy one for me. The more difficult one is the second turn pick because you got Hopkins here, and I do like the second-year leap in that system, playing another year with Kyler Murray. But Travis Kelce's been such a difference maker, but I've never been early tight end. So I think I'm going to diversify a little bit. I'm going to take Hopkins here as well.
You are a second-year man. If you didn't take Hopkins, I'd have been upset with you, Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we love the continuity here on the podcast. DeAndre Hopkins running into season 2. All right, I'm up in another one here. My man Jomaine Mixon. I would do that if this was a just kind of a having fun mock draft, but this is pretty much like the real deal. So I am thinking we're
not allowed to have fun. Just got to be serious. Very serious stuff going on here.
So real talk here. Baby. Oh, there's Joe Mixon. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm thinking either Travis Kelce, just because I want to see how it works out. And I don't think you're going to have an opportunity if you're not in the back of the drafts anyway. Michael Thomas bouncing back. I think he'll be fine with either one of those guys. Not as good, but fine. DK, James Robinson. I'm going to go with Kelce here, and I'm going to hit receiver hard for the next 8 rounds, and I think I'll be fine. So I'm going to go with Travis Kelce, JT, and Kelce.
Rap After Party says you got to steal with JT there. I don't know that I'm as high on Jonathan Taylor as some people. Interestingly, tomorrow night, if y'all jump on, LQ and I are going to be talking about second-year running backs and which ones we think are going to bust out. Here's a tip. Neither of us are talking about Jonathan Taylor. So you have to tune in and check out at 8:30 tomorrow night, okay? 8:30.
Is that a Dobbins podcast, I hope?
I'm not gonna fucking say you gotta show up too, man. You don't get the inside track just because you're here today.
Please, you're on the clock.
8:30 Central.
Oh, it's Eastern time. Sorry. Thank you for
okay. No, just want to make sure. We're West Coast people.
I am on the clock. I've got Alvin Kamara. I think I probably want to go with probably gonna hit a wide receiver in here. Although there are some running backs I like. Actually, Bobby, there was a running back you and I talked about on one of our coaching changes shows. And I probably wouldn't do this in real life right now because
I know
Lucas convinced me not to take a whole bunch of running backs at the top of the draft. Although I bet he takes another one after this. I'm taking a running back here. It's a guy that Bobby and I both think is going to go ape shit based on the coaching change here. It's going to be. I'll drop it on the board a little bit. I'm taking Miles Sanders. I love
Sanders.
him. Love him. Fucking love him.
Breach. Love it.
The upside's there. Lucas, quick trigger on Stephon
your
Diggs.
guy.
Yeah, I think it was more so like in terms of all the receivers being taken, Diggs is. I mean, I
Sixth?
think. I don't really care how you rank him, but he's definitely not. What is that? 13 math. 14 picks behind Devontae Adams is kind of the way I look at it, and even so, like 8 picks behind Hopkins. So I just kind of took the value there on that one.
All right, Moss, what are you feeling?
Well, I'm just going to keep drafting running backs because I like to do the opposite of what Lucas tells me to do. I think he's a clown. I'm going to go ahead and take Eckler here.
I just
Derrick
got
Henry.
I just got Eckler in a startup league with your boy Commish boys. I got Eckler as my RB1 in that startup.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Hearing that.
They drafted pre NFL draft. I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah,
and they vowed not to last year. So
that was like the one thing they said they'd never do.
All right, let me get a quick. I'm just going to recap here for people on the podcast who are not in it, and I have Tyler. You're back on the clock. Lucas and Dwayne will get your picks in just a second. So I went Kelsey. After that, it was AJ Brown, Swift, Akers, DK, and then Dweez took Miles Sanders. Lucas quick trigger on Stephon Diggs. Antonio Gibson went next. Austin Eckler to Tyler, who now has Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler. George Kittle goes back to Garrett, who's got Christian McCaffrey. George Kittle, he goes with James Robinson as well. And J.K. Dobbins, third running back for Tyler. And we have looks like some obvious stealage here. So Michael Thomas just goes off the board. How do you guys feel about Michael Thomas in the third round, man? Lucas, you're up first. You can talk us through that. Dweez, you as well. But once we get after Dwayne's pick, how do you feel about Michael Thomas falling back to the third round?
Taysom Hill. All you got to say. Next. Good. No thanks.
I think he's going to be fine, man.
I think
I really do.
Fine. Yeah.
Especially, here's the deal. In full PPR, I think he's going to be fine because he's never been a TD guy, 9 most in his career. If he even gets 6, but he's got 1,400 yards and 130 catches, he's going to be top 5. And if it ends up being Jameis and they get some deeper targets, I think it'd be fine. Mike Evans to Lucas there.
Yeah, I'm real upset about that Mike Evans pick. I was obviously
I wanted Kittle. Probably Kittle, Dobbins is who I wanted. But I think all those receivers are pretty close. That's available right now.
I wanted him instead of Dobbins, in all honesty.
If Justin Herbert is going to throw the ball 700 times, I believe Keenan Allen's going to catch 410 of those. So I'll take Keenan Allen if I can't have Mike Evans. I wanted Mike Evans, though, for the record.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
I agree.
Darren Waller. All right.
Stud.
He's playing all 5 offensive line positions for him.
Off the wall.
Yeah.
So it looks like so I think Benny caught the Chris Carson workout video this morning that was going around Twitter. So he's up in the middle third round. Like to see that. So Chris Carson's basically Derrick Henry, is what that video told me.
Oh, nice.
Darren Waller goes next. So I think Tyler, I think you kind of reached a little bit on Derrick Henry there, but could have had Chris Carson in the third.
Oof.
or the 7th. Darren Waller coming off the board here, third tight end. I'm up in a jiffy, and let's see, we're not doing DSTs, so I'm gonna fade that.
Oh, David Montgomery, boo! Terrible pick.
All right. Oh, okay.
No, it's funny how in the first 2, I mean, it's always kind of how it works, but the first 2 rounds, only one team went wide receiver. Pretty much across the board, you see about 6 teams went running back in the first 2 rounds. I mean, it's always interesting. I mean, Chris Carson as your RB1 could be interesting, but now we're kind of hitting that running back dead zone. So I wonder if they're going to go zero RB after this. Yeah. And basically go the next few rounds and try to ride Chris Carson only until probably like the 7th, 8th round.
All right, I'm gonna be nice, and I'm just gonna wait for Julio. So I'm gonna do Lee.
There he is.
But I love my man.
Let's see.
I know.
Fuck
I know.
you. Oh, my God. I wanted Clyde. Oh, that's terrible.
You don't.
Well, I was leaving.
Why'd you take that?
I was leaving Kenny
at the
Galladay.
end of the
for you.
third round? Come on, man. I would honestly, at the end of the third round, this is ridiculous. This is kind of hitting that running back dead zone
Yeah, I
here
agree.
because there's guys like Kenyon Drake floating around. It's like no way am I taking him. We have
Sorry.
a bunch of solid receivers. Let's see.
Someone just sent me Keenan Allen and Stephon Diggs for AJ Brown. I'm gonna cry. Like, why do I get offers like this?
You gotta wait. What? So currently on Underdog, I don't know if people are familiar with that. Julio and Mike Evans are both round 4 picks right now.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy. Like Woods is in that range too.
Wow, Mike. Why are people fading Mike Evans so much? I don't understand.
Tom Brady's making
Chris
out too
Godwin
many
gets
this
signed
year.
back, and all of a sudden they think he's going to fall off.
Well,
What is that?
second year with Brady too, man. He'll be fine.
They didn't sign AB though, right? Not yet. Or
No.
Yes,
not
they
yet.
did.
Not yet. No.
All 22. What are you talking about?
AB
Everybody's
is at
cut off.
large, I believe.
no, I don't think they got AB. I think it was all 22 starters because they didn't consider. I think they
Okay.
started. I think they bent the rules a little bit to say 2 tight ends were starting. Instead
Bobby,
of
are
3
you on
receivers.
still?
Yeah, I'm here. Just scoping out the later rounds here a little bit before I pick this guy.
TikTok,
I'm going
man.
with-
TikTok.
I'm going with Chris Godwin. Round 4.
Oh, you didn't go with Kenny Galladay? Now you threw off my whole draft.
No, sorry, man. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Now I might have to
Kenny-
pick him.
I know. I'm not a. I like to go. I don't pick
Shit.
based on Giants players. I don't like to root for the Giants because I want to be like completely unbiased.
Fucking
Plus it's-
sports guy. Sports guy's got 3 Chiefs here. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but that's overkill. I don't care if it's the Chiefs. It's overkill.
I'm going to go with Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley in the 4th round. I was also thinking Kareem Hunt in the 4th round as well. I was going to pick Pat Mahomes if he fell to me there. I just like that Kelsey Mahomes stack. And I probably am not going to do that in a real draft, but in a mock, I want to see how it works out. Justin Jefferson goes after that. I thought about Jefferson as well, but I don't know why I don't trust him or Kirk Cousins, but I just don't. And Jefferson's a beast, but Adam Thielen was hurt quite a bit last year, and I just don't know what's going to happen this year. Amari Cooper in the 4th here. Dweez, Lucas, and Tyler, you're coming up on the bend in just 1 second. So I went Allen Robinson in the 3rd. Clyde Edwards-Helaire went after that. Then we had Julio Jones and Chris Godwin to Bobby. Patrick Mahomes, I went with Calvin Ridley. Kareem Hunt, Justin Jefferson, and Amari Cooper gets us caught up here. And let me get back to full screen for you guys. How's everyone feeling about their squad so far? We're only a couple rounds in, but
Great.
Hate it.
how are we feeling? Any comments? I'm not paying attention to the comment sections because I got to do everything else. Any loves, hates?
Just one early, man. People love that Jonathan Taylor, that Jonathan Taylor swoop on your part.
Cool.
That's it.
Maybe I'll just maybe cut the video there and
I don't know. I think Bobby's team is really good. Jones at 12 is. He was going right around there last year, right? I would
Yeah,
imagine.
both Jones at the end of each round. That's pretty nice.
Kyler.
I mean,
God, I was
yeah.
taking fucking Kyler there. What happened? Come on. Yeah.
You know what's great? So this is the thing about the whole Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley thing, right? It's just going to be how much do we believe that Arthur Smith is going to have this lower pass volume offense? Because you just can't imagine both Julio and Calvin being wide receiver ones.
I think that's fair, but it's the same concept as the Vikings offense, though.
Yeah.
And the Titans offense last year, yes, you're regressing from a overall play standpoint, but you're progressing from a quality play standpoint.
Yeah, no, I think the Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen thing would be ideal. I think because you got to think, though, that the Vikings didn't have a third option in the passing game outside of maybe Dalvin Cook. They didn't have much. I mean, Irv Smith and Kyle Rudolph. I just think that you're right. I think that makes sense. Probably Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones could be your Jefferson and Thielen. And then, I mean, Hayden Hurst, is he really going to demand that many targets?
Yeah, I think you're basically taking the Titans offense from last year and boosting the 2 receivers and downgrading the tight end and running game, which in return would help the 2 receivers. But that being said, they might take Pitts or, I mean, if they're smart, I think they take Chase just from a team building perspective. But I don't know. I like the picks as of now. Julio,
I do too.
Is insane. I agree.
And we talked a lot about here falling to the 4th round is real nice as well. Again, second year with Tom Brady. If you listen to our podcast ever, you know that Bobby mentions continuity constantly, and that is the number one thing in fantasy football. I agree. So let's catch up on a couple breaks here. We ended off at Amari Cooper in the middle of the 4th round. Kyler Murray after that. Kenny Golladay does get swooped up by Dweez. Mark Andrews after that. 4th tight end off the board, Mark Andrews. Adam Thielen, and then DJ Moore to Tyler. 2 picks, and Tyler, you're back on the board. Quickly on the Julio Ridley situation, and we'll move on. I was going to go – here's the thing. I've been a super duper Julio fan for a decade. I love the fucking guy. I am going to have multiple jerseys by the time he's done. Super rooting for him all the time. I don't think he's toast, but I also don't think he's anymore, unfortunately. And I do think Calvin Ridley surpassed him anyway last year. And if there's going to be a number one, a lean Calvin Ridley almost at this point in that offense. And Julio's going to be dominant as well. But with me settling, quote unquote, with Calvin Ridley, I felt just fine. Lamar Jackson goes in the 4th round here to Garrett on the turn, goes with Melvin Gordon, who as of right now is the only running back in Denver. So he might get 800 touches, which would definitely help his 2.7 yards per carry. Yeah. Robert Woods, Josh Allen, and Lucas and Dweez back on the clock.
Oh man,
Lucas, what are you feeling here, bud?
I really wanted Lamar and my backup of Josh Allen to stack my receiver tight end.
What?
I really wanted Lamar or Josh Allen to stack my receiver tight end, but they both.
Well, you could go Brady and then having the Evans Brady stack. How about that?
Or Kirk Cousins.
I don't know.
Board, baby.
Dude,
Come
that's
on.
fire.
I might just go
Kirk Cousins.
I might just go Baker and OBJ, honestly.
Woo.
No, I'll take
save him for the rest of us, dude.
Lamb will be a 4th round pick by come redraft time, so I'll just go ahead and take him.
I am buying all fucking in on the same goddamn guy I bought all in on last year. It absolutely destroyed my chances last year, but
Jamison Crowder?
Comeback player of the year, baby. Comeback player of the year.
That's a great pick.
8-8, baby.
Doesn't matter, dude. He's going to throw. He's going to score 40 points a week.
Wins don't matter.
Exactly.
No.
Juju there. Okay.
How far do you guys think Odell's going to fall?
Doesn't matter.
Round.
Maybe literally doesn't matter. No, I don't know. I mean, there was some tweet about I think his FFPC ADP. I want to say, and I think
I'll pick him in the 7th round. If he's in the 7th, I'm picking him for sure.
And someone the question was why is he a 7th round pick? And I responded with his game logs the last 2 years. This is why. And the whole talent thing came up. I don't know if he's in the 7th, 8th round, then I think it's worth a pick. Cause who was in the 7th, 8th round last year? CeeDee Lamb and Deontay Johnson and stuff. So it kind of makes sense. Maybe why you would take a shot on him, I guess, but
look at hip hop totally fucking trolling Benny by taking the wide receiver 1 after Juju on the same team. Yeah. I think that's hilarious. Deontay Johnson after Juju.
Apparently Chase Claypool's the new diva of the team, so Juju might get an upgrade, I guess. So
there you go.
It's all about who does the TikTok dances the best. Let's be honest.
Yeah, really.
What's TikTok?
Exactly.
I'm 40 years old, Tyler. I don't know what you're saying anymore.
I think you were 31. We're just spitting out numbers now, or
39.
I'm 39. I'm 39 years old.
Oh yeah, Bobby was 4 different ages. Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Dwayne's all right. I was close. I was only a year old.
Dwayne's got a kid in his 30s, so
Sure.
Dwayne's pretty old.
Yeah, but my wife doesn't know about that one yet, so keep it on there.
Yeah, Tyler. Dude, I know you're new here, Tyler, but we don't, we don't talk about that on the podcast.
Dude, I can't even
let's do a quick catch up here so Bobby can get his double picks. So we had Melvin Gordon, Robert Woods, Josh Allen, CeeDee Lamb by Lucas, Dak Prescott by Dweez. It's a great pick there. Juju, 1 pick ahead of Deontay Johnson. No analysis. You guys just go around the horn quickly. Who are you picking first, Deontay or Juju? Dwayne will go with you.
It's Deontay. Come on.
Lucas.
Oh, I really like Juju, but probably Deontay.
Tyler.
Deontay. Deontay.
I'll go with Deontay as well. And then we had TJ Hawkinson, Robbie Anderson. I went with Cooper Kupp, which I'm not in love with necessarily, but as my wide receiver 3 in the back of the 5th round with Matt Stafford now, if he can be at least Marvin Jones, I'm really thrilled. And if he ends up being some version of Kenny Golladay, I'm fucking super pumped on that. Much more proficient offense, much more scoring opportunity. I like Cooper Kupp as the wide receiver 3. Tyler Lockett goes after that. And then the first pick for Bobby here on the turn is T. Higgins. Bobby, take us through your 2 picks here.
Yeah. It's funny. This guy's going to be probably a little bit of a reach, but at the same time, these ADPs are a little off. I don't think T. Higgins was used like 170.
They're off.
Yeah. But I'm going to take an RB2, someone I believe in. And I think with the Jerick McKinnon leaving and Tevin Coleman leaving, I think Raheem Mostert to me is right now somebody that I'm willing to take a flyer on 7th or 6th round or whatever, and to see how he works out, because he's definitely been great when he gets the run.
That was my target there, you son of a bitch. I mean, I guess it's a lot of picks before me, but come on.
You know what? It's hard because I'm just trying to go through the ADPs and stuff, and I'm like, there's got to be someone I'm forgetting. And I was like, who do I like? I was like, T. Higgins. And when I looked at his name, it's like 1-7. It's like, I guess these ADPs will be fixed at some point, but it's another reminder. Use the Q function. Go take while you're not picking, go through and just Google type in the names you like, put them in your queue so you don't forget them. Mm-hmm. While you're doing this kind of stuff.
Oh gosh!
I can't believe the number 1 running back for the Raiders is still on the board.
Yep.
He's playing receiver. I heard him and Henry Ruggs.
Man, you know what? The second running backs though, like I have 1 running back. It's brutal, obviously, which it always is.
That's how it works. 0 RB for you.
Kenyon Drake though. Come on, don't do it. Don't panic.
Do it. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't lose.
You know what? I'm gonna do this one for the fans. I'm gonna go with the Cortland Sutton here as the wide receiver 4.
You panic
and you panic.
Herndon just got picked. Oh no.
Chris, he's a unicorn.
I like the Cortland Sutton. Is there backfire in the chat room here on the Cortland Sutton?
No.
Chris Herndon, love it.
You're talking about Chris Herndon. Pick after.
Some people finally get it. That's what I love to see.
Yo, I want to give one more time. I want to give a shout out to our boy Rob Berger. Every time I tune in, I realize I don't know nearly enough preparation to be good at fantasy. Luckily, I play with equally lazy buddies. Again, shouts out to Rob Berger. Rob came in touch with me on the RDL show, the Ryan Lee Leaf show, which I'm fortunate enough to do some back-end production for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon to 1 o'clock. The Ryan Leaf runs a show, and I help him out with the co-hosting. And Rob Berger is a big supporter over there. So, Rob, we appreciate you, brother, and thank you for tuning into both podcasts. And that is what we are here to help you with, man. This is just kind of a fun, laid-back, low-key episode on a mock draft, but stay tuned with us all season long, and we will help you get ahead of your lazy buddies. I promise you that. Okay. Cortland Sutton, I took him in the 6th round. Chris Herndon, apparently still on the Jets. Brandon Ayuk ahead of Deebo Samuel. I want to get you guys' thoughts on that. I know the hot flashiness. I get it, but I want to get your thoughts on that because the 49ers do not have a quarterback right now. Russell Wilson.
Let me give you my
6th round and Zach Ertz after that. Dwayne, go ahead. You're on the clock as well.
Deebo Samuel goes before Brandon Ayuk in my world. There you go. That's a steal.
I totally agree.
Well, one, I guess for was it Rob? You don't need to do much analysis if you play with lazy buddies. Just don't draft the Browns players. Outside of Nick Chubb, would be good there. And Bobby, you forgot about 1 running back. If you wanted to think about someone you missed, and it was the Cardinals starting running back, because hypothetically, we're not playing with any rookies, so hypothetically, we can't really think about that or make adjustments.
You're right. I mean, as of today, that's a great pick. In 3.5 weeks? That's gonna be a wasted pick. But I hear you.
I don't know about that. They only have 2 picks in the top 150. So for them to take a running back with one of those 2 picks, that's not real. It's not a slam dunk. They do that. I understand Chase Edmonds.
Yeah, it's more of a question of, do you think the running backs will be there at 49? because I think they all three will, but like everyone likes to play Madden and thinks they're all going to be in the first round type concept. So like you kind of have to like make a decision because I mean you're not going to be able to get him for cheap after the draft, obviously, right? You're not going to be able to sell him after the draft. So I think do you think they'll move up into the second round, or do you think the running backs will be there type of question?
Yeah, I don't see them trading to get up for a running back. I just don't see it. I think if someone falls, great. I just think the 2 picks in the top one, it makes it interesting because it does seem like they should get someone to replace Drake. But at the same time, when you only have 2, we don't have a lot of draft capital, to spend that on a running back. It just seems like we'll see. I mean, I think as of today, Chase Edmonds is going to be. I wonder how high he's going to go if they don't take a running back. I mean, where would you guys take him if they don't draft anybody and they roll with him heading into the season?
Earlier than Lucas took him.
Right.
He'd be ahead of Melvin Gordon on this draft board, but I'd say
Kareem Hunt, Raheem Mostert probably.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Hunt would be pretty similar.
If he's the only dude, if he's the bona fide number 1, Kenyon Drake was like the 7th running back off the board last year. I'm taking Chase Edmonds in the 4th round late. He won't fall that far though, because running backs go so ridiculously. Odell Beckham stolen from me at 6'12". Man, crazy value.
The tight ends are interesting. I mean, that round in the 6th round, you got Gronk, Chris Herndon, Zach Ertz. And it's funny, Zach Ertz might not even be on the Eagles in the next, next month or so. It's just interesting.
I think he's a trade day, or he's a draft day trade, like NFL draft.
Who'd you take?
I think Brandon Cooks, man. It's a good pick.
We
T-Moss, who you got?
Lucas was talking about running back starters. Are we taking running back starters?
Gross.
Yeah.
Gaskets, baby. Listen, my entire team's secured. I'm not going to get a good tight end, and I could care less about quarterback. Myles Gaskin for the dub.
Dude, there's so many good tight ends left. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah, but at this point, I punted it. No worries. We'll get my guy in the next round. I'm not concerned.
Okay, AJ Green, Julian Edelman, Emmanuel Sanders, Henry Ruggs still available. Unbelievable. I'll probably have to running back here though. You know what? I'm going to do it if he's still here. Actually, there's 2. Le'Veon Bell, Mark Ingram. Man, how sad. How sad is that situation?
I don't like this pick that I'm about to make, but I want some running back depth. I'm sad that this guy is even on the team that he's on at this point.
David Johnson.
But
Todd Gurley?
Yeah, I think the coaching staff trusts him enough to give him the work. So
Kenyon Drake.
playoff Lenny coming home.
Dude, I was straight up going to pick him.
Lenny.
That was my
Lombardi Lenny.
Again,
Talk
talk about starters.
I mean,
according to lifelong Bucks fans, he sucks. He didn't just carry him through a playoffs, I guess. But
shit.
he was over 100 scrimmage yards and scored in every playoff game. If Tom Brady appreciates him and they win games, they're going to feed him.
Yeah,
and Leonard Fournette is still young, even though he feels old. He's like the Greg Oden of football. You know what I mean?
26, man.
Greg Oden sucked. Greg
Oden got ran by the Gators in the national championship. Let's be real here.
You were 5 years old, so it doesn't count. It's a little different. No, I don't know.
That is true, though. Tyler's right.
I guess.
What was it? Was that a Joakim Noah? Joakim was
Al Horford, Corey Brewer. Oh, yeah.
Is that AJ Green? I can't read properly. Is that 7th round
AJ Green?
He's a Cardinals fan. He thinks
on the Bengals
or something. Man,
so AJ Green is, AJ Green is the 1, 2, 3, maybe the 4th option for the Cardinals. Curtis Samuel is a good pick.
Like that Curtis Samuel a lot.
Boy got taken.
Gardner Minshew. At this point,
this guy's on fire, and I love it.
What was that?
Can I
overall skill, not fantasy value, skill.
Yeah,
I love it.
Well, technically, he is the starter in Jacksonville, so.
You're right about that. Yeah,
I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the best running back in Vegas.
You know what I'm going to say about this? We're just going to, just for the hell of it, I'm going to assume Gardner Minshew's a placeholder for Trevor Lawrence. So his pick there in the 7th round is the starting quarterback for Jacksonville.
Can somebody straight ask him in the chat? Because I'm not in this. Can somebody?
No, he definitely just a big mustache guy. That's kind of his thing.
You know, I
am too. But I love me a good must. I mean, can you see that on the?
Well, no, you're hidden right now behind the screen. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was unprofessional. You ready?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know though. Let's see, yeah, I don't know. Gardner's pretty good. I think he has the same amount of mustaches as wins in his career though too. So I don't really know if.
Great stash. You know, I did the full handlebar, fucking curl it out wide mustache.
Raleigh fingers move right there.
Yeah.
Nice, Tyler.
I did it for my little brother's wedding. I had to zhuzh up the pictures a little bit. His wife's still mad at me about that.
All right, so I'm
Tyler,
just
give
gonna
it to us.
let
You
you
got
guys
two
know.
here.
I got the we were talking about Chase Edmonds. Well, I'm gonna raise you Mike Davis, the starting running back for the Falcons right now.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
very nice.
you know,
Very
technically,
nice.
I love the loophole. And the other guy, this guy, I'm a little excited about. So, Michael Pittman, potentially number 1 wide receiver. I like him as a potential second year in the system with, Frank Wright and company. I think he can really emerge, especially with Carson Wentz in fold now.
I like it.
I'm just super stoked. I got Mike Davis who's like going to be the RB1 in fantasy this year.
I don't think they're going to draft anyone. Like they have the 4th and then early 2nd, probably like 40th or so. I don't think they're going to draft anyone the first 2 rounds.
Kylan Hill, baby. Woo!
Yeah, Mike Davis already beats Kylan Hill.
No, he doesn't. Kylan Hill's the best running back in the class. Backs.
That is
I'm kidding. He's my RB5. He's my RB5. Settle down. I believe in him though. Kylan Hill's great.
Tyler,
you'll see why.
Tyler, remember, I know you're a guest and it's fun to have you on, but we're trying to value on the podcast. So
that hurts. Kylan Hill's a great option. You guys got to watch my Twitter threads. I'm posting great film clips.
No, I'm not going to watch Mississippi State versus Vanderbilt football game.
There's no feelings.
Fabulous football. I just finished my quarterback.
So the Falcons have, after the 4th pick, they have 35, 68, and 108.
But you gotta anticipate they're probably going to trade down, most likely to Broncos or Patriots and get their round 2 pick as well. So maybe they get a running back.
I think they're more likely than the Cardinals. Based on the picks they have right now.
Hey, also, so really quick, let me check people in because we're getting a bit rambly here on the discussion, and let me tune in the podcast folks on some things here. So we're a few rounds down here. Let's pick up from pretty much. We talked a little bit about this. So we had Samuel, Justin Herbert, and Gardner Minshew, which again we're assuming is a placeholder. That's fine. I went with Kenyon Drake, kind of tongue in cheek that he's the best Raiders running back, but I also don't necessarily not believe that. So in case he gets half the work, I'm going to take him in the 7th round. T.Y. Hilton after that, Mike Davis and Michael Pittman to Bobby, Todd Gurley after that. I went with my boy James White, and that's strictly about, again, full PPR, second year with the Cam offense. If he is the quarterback, ultimately, I think he will be fine to get his work. A.J. Dillon goes in the 8th round, and then Laviska Shenault, Judy, and David Johnson. And then Dweez, you are back on the clock. And before you take us through your next pick, I want you guys just to make sure that you are aware that after this round ending up here, we have 3 left only. It is a shorter draft. So make sure you have your quarterback, your tight end, and whatever bench pieces you need. It's obviously shortened, but make sure you at least have a legal roster by the time we end this so we can share them. Dweez, you're up. Take us through it. And then Lucas, go ahead.
Kylan Hill's my RB7. I like him. I think it's a good pick.
I love you.
All right. So Michael Pittman goes at the beginning of this round. I'm going to take the guy that is going to get significantly more work on the same team and produce by quite a bit, a lot
Paris
better.
Campbell?
Paris Campbell. Everybody forgets about how good fucking Paris Campbell was.
Is he going to be healthy, though?
No.
You know what? If he misses 2 games, I don't care. He's my wide receiver 5 or some shit. Like, I'm cool with that.
That's fair.
I can sit him on my bench for a little while.
Dom's furious. Yeah.
Lucas, who you got?
I don't even know.
Dude, Keyshawn Vaughn's available. Come on. Pull the trigger.
Who still needs a quarterback? Tyler needs a quarterback. Lucas
Myself,
needs a quarterback. I do as well, and Bobby does. Okay.
They're like
just making sure.
I'm
just hoping Fitzpatrick falls to the 11th.
Nice. What do you guys know about Elijah Mitchell? Speaking of rookie running backs, anybody?
Yeah, a little bit.
Stud, fucking stud. I love this kid.
Is he our new James Robinson?
Yeah, I value him like I valued James Robinson last year. Will he get an opportunity? Who knows?
All right, I'll take him in every rookie draft.
Steal.
Yes, take him in the 4th round of every rookie draft. He's a fucking stud.
Who is this guy? Say this again.
Elijah Mitchell. He played for the University of Louisiana Lafayette.
All right.
Last year, Raymond Calais came out from that same group. Trey Ragas is coming out from that same group where they blew the fucking world, lit the world on fire as a running back trio. But Elijah Mitchell is legit.
They're the ones who beat Iowa State in the opening game, right?
Good chance. I don't fucking know.
Are they the Raging Cajuns?
Yeah, Raging Cajuns.
Yeah. They beat Iowa State at home opening week, so that was kind of sad.
I'll bet they ran the ball for 550 yards.
Oh, no, they actually had like 2 kickoff returns. So,
yeah, that'll do it.
Believe in Irv.
I like that pick, Tyler.
I think he's going to be really good this year.
As long as Chase Claypool keeps his shit together, I think that's a good pick too. Yeah. I'm a little bit worried about him though, man. He's got a little too much Martavis Bryant in him, but we'll see.
But he is 6'4", 230 pounds. So
it doesn't fucking matter, dude. I mean, these super talented and gifted physically does not make you smart.
That's true.
Amen.
All right, let's time in. We got 3 more in here. Can somebody monitor the chats and just make sure we're updated on any questions or shares? We're gonna get through 3 more of these rounds, and then we're gonna quickly share our teams here. We have, let's see. Paris Campbell went to Dweez. Julian Edelman. Is this an assistant coach? Is this like a good clubhouse guy?
You get points per game missed and Super Bowl MVPs had, I think is what it was.
Deal.
Wow.
Deshaun Watson.
You gotta read the fine print. You gotta read the
Look at this fucking pick here.
So I'm only taking him because he would be picked in the 5th round. Well, we're not even gonna get into whatever the hell's happening because no one knows what's happening.
No, we're not
gonna play.
That's fine. I'll just drop him and pick up another quarterback. But like the 9th round, if he does play, like, come on.
Dude, I love him in a dynasty startup right now, though. If you're in a dynasty startup league, draft his ass in the 6th or 7th round because he'll be there and he doesn't have to play this year.
Yeah, he's under contract. Like, he's going to play in the NFL again. They can't suspend him forever. Like, that's Josh Gordon keeps getting chances. Like, he's going to keep getting chances if stuff happens. So,
all right. I got to make
Julian,
my pick.
Yeah, go ahead, Dewey's. Julian Edelman, Robert Tonyan, Chase Claypool, Rojo, Keith Brown back-to-back, Irv Smith. I like that pick, Tyler. James Conner, not sexy, but in the 9th round, not terrible. Deshaun Watson in the 9th round, and Mike Gesicki in the 9th round as well. I like that with the upside. I'm up next. Let's see, I went Kelsey early, so I'm good on tight end. I have wide receivers and running backs. So let me take a look at the quarterback pool, and maybe you guys can help me out with a QB here. Of course, I want my boy Herbert, but he went earlier than I was willing to take him, so I'm going to pass on that.
I should have taken Rojo over Edelman. That was dumb.
Straight up, Burrow.
Well, I'm just gonna go Rodgers if he's around.
Is he still on the roster?
Who, Rodgers? Yes.
No, Benjamin. Rodgers. No, Benjamin just got picked. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with Rodgers here. If Rodgers gets picked, I'll figure something else out. Is Burrow even gonna play right away?
He said they should be good for OTAs, but like Dak should have gotten signed last year. So I'd say take shit with what you will, I guess.
3rd best pass catcher in the Jets goes Corey Davis. Antonio free agent Brown goes Tyler Higbee. After that, Bobby's top 5 tight end, top 6, I believe, actually. Sorry. And I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers in the 9th round. That seems silly. And 2 more rounds after Bobby got us back to back. Talk us through it.
Yeah. So really here, I mean, I waited on tight ends and quarterbacks, but the guy I really like here is at my tight end spot is going to be Dallas Goedert, because I think once Zach Ertz leaves, I think Goddard last year with Jalen Hurts, he led the team in targets. And once Ertz is officially gone, hopefully he is officially gone, I think Dallas Goedert has a clear path to top it, tight end 1 value. And now for running back, I know we've been playing this weird ass game where we're like talking about like hypotheticals, but someone that I kind of sleeping on a little bit, and I like from the Steelers with James Conner as Anthony McFarland. Me and Dweez talked about this. He has ties to the new OC Matt Canada from their days in college at Maryland. And I like that connection they might have. And, Benny Snell's the only guy ahead of him. It could be a coin flip, but since this is PPR, I went for him instead. So another late round guy that could be a hit later.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at in the draft. I think that's a smart move, Bobby.
On the Dallas Goedert pick, Ertz is gone, and Goddard got listed as the starting tight end. So, where do you think his ADP should be? I think he scores more points than TJ Hawkinson this year.
After the big four, I think Kittle, Kelce, Waller, Andrews, and then I would start thinking about him right there. Yeah, and where Hawkinson went is probably where I would start considering him. I typically don't take those tight ends in those rounds, but I don't think you're even going to need to pay up that much. I think you might be able to get him in the 7th, the 8th round, typically. But I would definitely consider him in the 5th.
I'm on the clock. Yeah, oh, sorry, you couldn't even see. I kind of want to have some fun in this couple of picks because that's just
don't do it. No, you said no fun. You literally said no fun in the beginning of our podcast.
G's there for you.
I'm gonna go with Jalen Reagor. Yeah. He's the top wide receiver as of now. He did have some nice chemistry with Jalen Hurts early on, and I don't want Lucas making fun of me for picking Jarvis Landry, so I'm gonna go with Reagor. All right, Joe Burrow after that. Denzel Mims, another nice late pick. We got a round and a half left, boys, and we're gonna share our rosters quick.
So Denzel Mims, Corey. Yeah, I was gonna say Corey Davis versus Denzel Mims. I don't think Davis is gone, and I like Mims.
Davis went right behind. He's above him in the around.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you think that gap is right? I think
no.
Davis
I like Mims.
I think Davis should be higher, right?
I think Davis
should be with what they paid him.
Because they have what picks do they have? They have 23. Obviously, they're on QB at 3.
Well, who's their quarterback, though? They have a rookie quarterback.
I don't know. I guess the receivers at 23 might be better than Corey Davis anyway, so I guess it kind of makes sense.
We got a backup quarterback, fellas.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Andy Dalton?
You know what? The thing is, too, though, if you look at the 49ers, the last couple years, they target wide receivers. That offense was targeting wide receivers at one of the lowest rates. So it's interesting to see if Mike LaFleur kind of features, but they don't have a true pass catching running back. I mean, Michael P. Ryan. No, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, Tevin Coleman, everyone's thirsting for that. That was one of my other options too, because I'm thinking, well, if we're going by just random starting running backs,
don't pick Tevin Coleman.
I know, well, I'm not going
to.
Do
not pick Tevin Coleman.
And I think that's where they target their running back at 23 because their defense is pretty sound. Their O-line is top half of the league. They're going QB at 3. So I don't know. I think Davis could be kind of a value now. You're still taking a risk, obviously, because they do have a lot of picks in the first 3 rounds, though.
Yeah, and they made it a priority to go get him. I mean, that's interesting, too. I mean, because you would think, because Matt LaFleur was connected with Corey Davis from their time in Tennessee, and now his brother Mike is going to be the OC for the Jets. So they must have felt confident that he knows the offense in some particular way and that he'd be a good fit. So that definitely makes sense.
All right, let me catch everybody up here really quick. I went with Jalen Reagor. We got Joe Burrow, Denzel Mims, Nyheim Hines, Tom Brady. I think he just turned 34 recently, I think. Gus Edwards.
How many rings he's won or age? Which you didn't say.
His age, 34.
Oh, okay.
He's about the same age as I am. I'm just more athletic. Gus Edwards, Ryan Tannehill, Marvin Jones. I want to talk to you guys about Marvin Jones in a second. Matty Stafford in Los Angeles. And Jarvis Landry. I just want to make a quick note here. My man Garrett, and Garrett, I hope you're listening. Garrett goes both. That's right, Lucas. Both Browns wide receivers. I want your commentary on that.
You're leaving DPJ out. Where's DPJ? He counts.
I mean,
what about Higgins?
You might as well take Baker. I mean,
Frankie G in the 11th. My man, he knows what he's doing. And Tevin Coleman back to back. Now we're getting nasty.
Wait, is Frank Gore on a team? Is Frank Gore on a team?
No.
He's not every. He's just infinite. He's just always around. I mean, it's just
okay. Darnell Mooney.
Adam Gase isn't a coach, so he might not make a team this year. So.
Last pick, Lucas. What are you feeling?
Oh man. No, I'm not taking Ray Rice. Why take Ray Rice?
Just the soft whisper in the background. Take Ray Rice.
I'm just gonna go Madison since I have Cook. I definitely screwed up on not taking Ronald Jones. But Madison's okay, I guess, for my flex RB3. If
you
want.
Also screwed up in not taking Gus Edwards, playing for the best rush game offensive coordinator in the history of football.
Yeah, I needed a backup quarterback though, or a starter.
Did you see the thing I posted recently about at the splits without Mark Ingram? How they were like a half a point different. Dobbins and Edwards. They were only like a half a point difference between the two. It was crazy.
But if you want to hear more, wink, wink. Tune in tomorrow night. Let me take my last pick real quick here. It's finally this fucker's time to shine. Mecole Hardman.
No. Oh man.
Happening.
I hope so.
There's
we get
no
punt
reason
return yards, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
There's no reason to think that Demarcus Robinson's going to be the guy over him, but I really like Demarcus Robinson for some reason.
You know the Chiefs are regretting their last two drafts when they put a second-round tender on Byron Pringle last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever. So
yeah, for real.
All right, I gotta get a couple more here in the queue, and then we're gonna get out of here after we share our teams. All right, let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm doing it. Doing it for the brand.
Do it.
He's ready.
Jeff Wilson, maybe? Oh.
Good pick.
Bro.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just made this guy second guess himself.
Shh. No, I mean.
We're not even going. Larry Fitz.
Let's go.
Did someone take him?
I think so, but I didn't remember it happening. See, you guys can all see my screen. I can't see anybody else.
He's the backup running back, right? For the Niners?
Yeah.
And you guys aren't going to draft anyone. You don't have any capital anymore, right?
No. There he is.
Huh, so he should not
1155.
Yeah, he should be like a 9th round pick, right? 10th round pick.
Yeah, I was thinking about Wilson just because I have Mostert, but
I just
went a different direction because
I don't even know if it's a handcuff. Like it could be.
No, I think he's my guy, dude. I said it last year that Raheem Mostert would be the number one over Coleman and whatever the shit show is with McKinnon. And there you go. And then Hurts. All right, boys, we are done. Everybody in the chat. Yeah, we appreciate you. Let's go through these really quick. We got a couple minutes left. I want you guys just to share your teams quickly. Tyler, we will put you up here and just run the team here for us real quick, please.
Gotcha. Kind of pretty Tyler team. I started running back heavy, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, and J.K. Dobbins. And this is why you do it, because you're still able to get guys like DJ Moore and Robert Woods to play in your starting lineup. Got DJ Chark and Chase Claypool on the bench. Took a flyer, I guess, on Gaskin and Coleman on the chances they may work out. Obviously, I'd probably add some safer depth pieces later on. Was able to add Irv. Irv was probably my favorite pick. I really do believe in him becoming kind of a mainstay threat on this team. I think they can hold 3 threats on this team. I don't really see them adding another wide receiver that's going to steal any volume away from what Irv could potentially get. So I think he's going to be the clear 3 on that team. And I think he'll put up some productive numbers. And I added Stafford because I add Stafford in every league because he's my favorite player, even though I hate the Georgia Bulldogs. I don't really know.
Fair enough. Lucas?
Yeah, I took Cook because Tyler took Derrick Henry.
Love that.
Diggs was a turn pick at the beginning of the offseason, and I guess he got worse or something. So I got him at the 2.9. Mike Evans at the 304. I mean, I think even the 304 is early from what I'm seeing on the ADP. He's been a 4th round pick across all the sites. Capitalized on that even in the 3rd round. Andrews, and I was going to stack with Lamar, but obviously he got taken. So I went CeeDee Lamb. We were playing the spin the wheel of who does not draft a running back. So I got Chase Edmonds. Will Fuller here. He's going to be out for the first game, I believe, obviously a bye week. So you are taking a little bit of a risk. And with his injury history. So just kind of a shot there. I had to take Edelman for the brand. Terrible pick now that I look at it, but just for the brand. Watson capitalizing on value, and then Tannehill is probably still one of the most undervalued quarterbacks in fantasy always, so I'll capitalize there, and then handcuffed Madison with Dalvin Cook.
Dweezy.
Yes, sir. Alvin Kamara, Miles Sanders, who is my favorite fucking surprise top 3 running back this year. Followed with some receivers, Keenan Allen, who will get the most targets in the league again this year, Kenny Golladay in New York, Dak Prescott comeback player of the year, Deebo Samuel. I got a lot of injured guys here on my team, as it turns out, but that's okay. Leonard Fournette is going to be my backup back. Paris Campbell, who will play enough games to count this year. Mike Gesicki, I wanted to take one of those 2 New England tight ends, but I don't know which one to take at this point between Jonnu and Hunter Henry. Either one of those guys would have been a fucking amazing opportunity if they were the only one there. But with both of them, I avoided it, went Gesicki. Gus Edwards is going to be a plug-in spot every week, any week if I want him. And God forbid something happened to Dobbins all damn day. And I picked Mecole Hardman. If I had to do it again, though, I would have picked Gabriel Davis there.
I like it, and still think Gabriel Davis is going to get to work with Emmanuel Sanders coming in. I went with JT in the 10th pick in the first round. Travis Kelce after that, and then I went heavy wide receiver: Allen Robinson, Calvin Ridley, Cooper Kupp, and Cortland Sutton. I still think Cortland Sutton's going to be the number 1 when they get, even if it's Drew Lock or rookie or somebody else comes in late. I think Cortland Sutton, if he can come back, will be dominant once again. So getting him in the 6th round, I think, is a kind of a steal. Kenyon Drake is kind of tongue in cheek, but I do think he has the ability to even surpass Josh Jacobs, and Josh Jacobs is not very efficient in the pass game, clearly. So maybe that's his role at least. This is full PPR. I go with my boy James White every time. Aaron Rodgers in the 9th, almost 10th round seems like a steal. With my boy Herbert going a couple rounds earlier. Jalen Reagor, kind of a flyer in Philadelphia, but as of right now, he's the only guy outside of Goddard. And Jeff Wilson, who straight up might be the starting running back come week 3 for the 49ers. And, of course, that prolific run game. Bobby finishes up here.
So Aaron Jones, I personally think he's probably the fifth best running back in fantasy right now. I personally just think that locked in with no Jamal Williams, getting him at the 1-2 turn pick is just a slam dunk for me. I went Hopkins in the 2nd. I kind of learned something last year. I got Devontae Adams in a bunch of leagues in the 2nd round last year. And I realized that, like, when you're talking about the elite guys, the top, 3 or 4 receivers, you have to take them when they come to you in those rounds. So that's why I took DeAndre Hopkins. Julio, same thing. I understand his injury, the new coaching staff coming in, but at the same time, he was still top 5 in yards per route run last year. He's still playing at an elite level, and it's Julio Jones that I'm getting in the back end of the 3rd round. I think at some point it's just too good to pass up. Chris Godwin to me is listen. Brady loves to target the middle of the field. Bruce Arians has for years had an elite slot receiver from Larry Fitzgerald to Reggie Wayne. So I just think that Chris Godwin, we didn't get to see it last year because he got hurt. I think it's going to just improve with Tom Brady in his 2nd season. T. Higgins, listen, I think T. Higgins with Joe Burrow tied to the hip with him. I understand Jamar Chase might be drafted by them. They might go with Pitts. I get that. But today we don't know, and T. Higgins is probably the most elite outside guy he has. So I'm getting him in the 5th round. He's easily a top 24 wide receiver. Now, the problem is I don't have running backs. And we're kind of playing a little bit of a cheat game here because we do have guys that fall. Like if Mike Davis is the guy in Atlanta, he's probably a 3rd, maybe in a 4th round pick. Raheem Mostert, to me, I think he's probably going to be drafted in this area. A lot of hesitation. But when he's healthy, he's good. I think the only thing I would have done differently if this was a deeper draft is I would have made it a priority to get Jeff Wilson. Michael Pittman, this thing is, to me, is sometimes when you get to a certain point in the draft, you can't lose it. You can only win it. So when you get to these, 8th, 9th, 10th round, you're not going to lose your draft. So you might as well go swing for the fences. I took Michael Pittman. Dallas Goedert, to me, is probably a top 8 tight end, maybe even better. We talked a little bit about this earlier. I think I could start considering him maybe as even early as a tight end 5 in that 5th, 6th round range. So this is probably my favorite value. Anthony McFarland, we're just kind of playing around here. I mean, camp reports are going to be important for the Steelers running backs. James Conner doesn't look like he's coming back. So Anthony McFarland, to me, because of his connection with Matt Canada, could be a thing. And then finally, Jalen Hurts. He had 350 rushing yards last year in limited work. So I can only imagine what this guy can do with a full workload, playing full-time quarterback, and that's a cheat code in fantasy. So I went Jalen Hurts.
Nice.
I think it's a great call. And if you look at the bottom of the screen here on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, it has been decided by the powers that be. Dweez Nuts wins the draft.
Thank you.
Is just phenomenal. And we'll have to talk to our production team about how that actually was decided. But nonetheless, it's up there. And
it was a Deebo Samuel Paris Campbell combination in there, I think is what they told me in my ear here. I'm happy with it. I appreciate it. Thank you everybody who voted for me. Thank you to the Academy.
That Gus Edwards, Mecole Hardman stack is pretty lethal. So well done.
Nasty.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a fun one. First mock draft for the TCK team. We will have many more of these coming up. Of course, we have the NFL draft coming up at the end of the month, which is live this year in Cleveland, but prominent stars like Trevor Lawrence already will not be attending the live draft. They will be staying at home with their families for health reasons or other. Nonetheless, don't expect all your favorite rookies to necessarily be there in person. We'll see how that goes. Dweez coming up on Thursday. He's got his own episode, and then Bobby, Lucas, and myself will be back with you moving forward. It has always been a pleasure here on the TCK pod. Boys, any last comments before we get out of here? First mock draft of the year.
Tomorrow night, 8:30, jump back on this channel. We're talking second-year backs. I got LQ from the Real Deal Fantasy coming on to join me. We're going to drink some beers. We're going to yell at each other, maybe take some shots. Somebody might whip their dick out. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Come on the show and check it out.
You know, you had me a dick out, so I'm good. I got plans now tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, if you're trying to catch the theatrics on the TCK pod here, that is 8 p.m. Eastern.
8:30.
8:30 Eastern. So for Bobby and I and the rest of us West Coast kids, that is right before dinner. So get yourself a couple of beverages before dinner, watch the show, eat dinner, and then you're good for the rest of the evening. Boys, it's been a lot of fun. We appreciate you coming on. Let's do this again real soon. Once again, TCK Pod signing off episode 376, first mock draft of the season. No rookies included. Of course, we're going to have plenty of mocks coming up with the rookies once they land. For my boys, Dweez Nuts on 12 Z's, no S's. Lucas Kaser Lucas, number 2. You can also find Bobby Lamarco, a.k.a. Fantasy Football X Factor, FFX Factor on Twitter, and myself, Sky Guasco, at my name, Sky Guasco on Twitter as well. You can find the Candlestick Kids at TCKPod_fantasy football. And of course, you can find us right here on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment below on your favorite team in the mock draft. Let us know what your favorite move was and maybe your least favorite move. And tune back in on tomorrow evening live. And on the podcast, we'll be back with you on Thursday. For Lucas, Bobby, and Dwayne, I'm your host, Sky Guasco, and we are out of here.